Hey everyone, a very warm welcome to today's special session. My name is Utkarsh from the product marketing team, and I'm genuinely excited to be your host today. Now, before we dive in, let me ask you a question. If you are a business owner, sales leader, or a customer facing manager, you already familiar with it. The most painful sound in business isn't a customer complaint, it's silence. It's the sound of a phone ringing, ringing, and ringing, and nobody's picking it up. Every unanswered call isn't just a missed conversation, it's a missed opportunity, a lost deal, a customer you may never win back. That's exactly the silence we are here to end in this webinar. And never miss a lead again how a receptionist can capture and convert more customers for you. Moving to the next slide, we have the special speaker, Mr. Shelly Aditya, who has been working for 6 years at SaaS sales leadership, driving the goals initiatives at CallHippo. His great expertise in AI-powered communication workflows helping tech, healthcare, and IT services companies capturing 3 times more leads. So now Shelly will enlighten us today about the AI receptionist, what are the use cases, and touching the pain point with the perfect solution. All over to Shelly. Thank you once again for being a speaker here.
Thank you so much, Utkarsh. Good evening, everyone. My name is Shali, and I'm the Associate Vice President at CallHippo. I've spent the last 6 years in SaaS sales leadership, helping businesses across industries, be it edtech, be it healthcare, be it IT services, and even traditional industries, transform their communication workflows using AI and automation. In the past 6 years, one thing has stayed constant. Uh, my learning towards the fact that businesses don't lose customers because their product is bad. They lose customers because the conversation never happened. Not because the deal was not good, but because the prospect was not qualified, simply because the call was missed. And that brings us to today's webinar, Smarter Calls, Bigger Wins, AI that never misses a lead. That's what our core topic for today's webinar is. Let me start by asking you something simple, and you can answer honestly in the chat. It's anonymous anyway. So, the first question is, how many calls does your business miss on a daily basis? I would love to see people responding on the chat. So is it 0 to 5, 6 to 15, 16 to 30 calls, or more than 30 plus? Go ahead, type A, B, C, D in the chat. Let me take a 10-second pause to see what people are facing at this point of time. Mhm. Okay, I'm seeing that we see a lot of B's and C's, quite a few D's as well, which is actually very normal for fast-moving businesses with high inbound volume. Now, here is the thing. Most companies, they think that maybe a handful of calls, if the misses, wouldn't be a big problem. But when we actually run this audit using CallHippo AI or any kind of other automation software, the number is always shockingly higher compared to what you actually anticipate you would be missing it on a daily basis. I'll give you a number that's going to hit very hard. So, according to industry data, every 6 seconds, a business somewhere loses a customer to a missed call. Every 6 seconds. By the time I finish the sentence, someone just lost a customer somewhere. Now, let me quickly walk you through the typical reasons calls get missed. Number one, after hours, calls get dumped into voicemail. Number two, peak hours call overload, which leads to too many calls and very few people to manage those calls. Number three, breaks, lunch, shift gaps. We are all human after all. We need breaks. Number four, no dedicated night coverage. And of course, the manual call logging, errors, reps forgetting to return the calls. And that's something which is common. Even when I talk to a lot of founders, VPs, they always tell me, Shelly, we don't miss that many calls. And then I show them those dashboards, their faced or false, because here's what the data says: 40% of callers, they never call back after one unanswered call. And 27% of the leads are lost outside the business hour. That's what the numbers for which we're going to be talking in the next slide. Utkarsh, can we move on to the next slide? So this is the cost of inaction. 27% of leads they lost because your team even don't know. These leads were gone even before the team got to know they existed in the first place. And 40% of your potential customers won't bother giving you a second chance. Now imagine this scenario. And this is a real story from a customer we onboarded last year at CallHippo. Those were an IT service company. Good product, solid team, great market demand. But they were missing roughly 20 to 25 calls every single day. They thought it was maybe 4 or 5. But when we deep dig into that data, we found that most calls they were either coming in between 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m., right at the time when the reps were either traveling back home or logged off. A lot of these calls were from US and they were losing almost $80,000 per quarter just because nobody was there to pick those calls up. Not because the customer was not interested. The customers were interested. They were calling them, but there was no one to pick up those calls. Those calls were getting missed. Not because the product was not good, simply they were losing those calls because the first touch point, that is the call, that was never happening. Now, let me turn this around and ask you something. How many of you have called a business, they didn't pick up, and you never called again? Just type a yes in the chat. Uh, I see a lot of people would be relating to this stuff because it happens with almost every one of us. It happens with me. It happens with other leaders. I hope it would be something which would be the same case with all of you today. Your customers are not different. These are exactly, I can see a lot of people agreeing to this fact. So the customers also behave the same way, how things are shaping in for all of us. Now, here's the uncomfortable truth around the fact. The biggest competitor for most of these companies is not any other competitor that we actually anticipate. It's the missed calls. And when you think about it, then you realize how big of a problem this is. Most founder thinks they are losing deals to competitor. But is that a reality? No. They're losing deals to silence. Now, let me tell you something that I realized a couple of years back, and this completely changed how I look at missed calls today. I was speaking to a VP of sales at a healthcare company, and we were doing a quick chit chat. And she said something that stuck with me ever since then. She said, we don't buy healthcare products because we don't want them. We buy them because we really want them and there's an urgency to buy them. If we don't pick up them instantly, we can't wait. We'll go to another store and get the product. So missed calls are not operational issues. Those are revenue issues. And the good news is this problem is 100% solvable, not by hiring more people, not by extending the support hours of your existing resources, not by hoping your reps become superhuman, but through something which would be far more reliable, which is the AI powered calling. AI that never sleeps, AI that never gets tired, AI that never misses a single load. That is what will make these things more powerful. In the next section, I'm going to introduce you to a solution that I personally believe every company will eventually use, or whether they are a startup or a Fortune 500. It's your 24 cross 7 AI receptionist. It answers every call instantly. It speaks more than 50 plus languages. It understands the customer intent. It comes in with a built-in ability of understanding that. It books meetings. It can even qualify those leads, and it guarantees that no matter when your customer calls, the AI is there, the receptionist is there to take care of that always instant. So now that we have established how big the problem of missed call is, let's talk about the solution. Let's talk about how we are solving this for businesses. Now, when I say AI receptionist, don't think of those old school IVRs where you press one for sales, press two for support, press three if you just want to go to the same loop of multi level IVRs. No, this is completely different. This is smarter, this is faster, this is more human like, and it just works without any drama. I'll explain how this behaves. Imagine someone calls your business at 11 p.m. Your team is already fast asleep, your office is closed, but there's an AI receptionist who picks up the call instantly. No ringing, no hold time, and the receptionist starts the conversation with, "Hi, thank you for calling. How can I help you today?" Not at all robotic, not at all stiff. You would be surprised. Some callers don't even realize these are AI talking. It's so pure, it's so human like. Now, the magic happens in what happens next. AI does not just pick up the call, it actually listens. It understands the purpose of the call, it understands the intent. For example, someone says, "I want to book a demo." The AI responds, "Sure, I can help you with that. What time works best for you?" It checks your team's availability on a real time basis, look at the calendar, block the free start, and another caller says that say, "I have a billing issue." AI asks a follow-up question. It checks your knowledge base, finds the correct article, and gives the right answer. Looks like everything is going perfectly aligned. Someone says, "I want to check the status of my project." AI is right there. Without any human help, it checks the status, get back to the person who asked the question, and came up with a response. Almost flawless and seamless without any inaccuracy. And that's an amazing thing. Think about that. Your business may not have a multilingual staff, but your AI does. You might get calls from people in Hindi, Spanish, Arabic, French. No problem. AI receptionist is embedded, capable of talking in 50 plus languages, capable of switching those languages on a real time basis. I remember there was a customer who used to tell us we get a lot of international queries, and most of those language barriers are those from certain geographies where my team doesn't know those languages. Now their team doesn't need to know those languages because the AI receptionist is there to talk and solve the problem. And that's the kind of power we're talking about in the modern world right now. I remember with the AI, people are really able to capitalize on the leads coming in after business hours. So massive amount of revenue is coming for businesses on the leads which was initially zero because nobody was there to talk to those leads coming in after the business hour. And when someone was there to talk to them, eventually those were going into voicemail or not no answer. So it doesn't really matter because of the AI. AI doesn't need a break. AI does not need to go for a lunch or doesn't fall sick, doesn't make any excuses. So it talks fresh, even if it is 9 a.m. in the morning or 3 a.m. in the night. The response time is instant every single time. Now, I want you to imagine this within your team. Think about the number of calls your team misses today. Now, imagine that number becoming zero. Imagine never losing another lead because someone didn't pick up. I'll tell you a quick short story, one of my personal favorite. A CEO from a logistic company once told, which was really funny but true at the same time. So he said, "I don't need AI to replace my team. I don't want that. I don't want to do that. I need AI to respond when my team is not in the mood." It was funny, but it was very true at the same time. I laughed about it, but when I thought about it, I connected well with what he said. Humans cannot operate 24 cross 7, but AI can. And here is an added surprise. The AI receptionist also understands behavior. It studies how your reps talk, how your agent talk, how they respond, how they resolve queries, and it starts cloning or mimicking the same pattern. If your best agent always responds with empathy, The AI learns that. AI adapts that. If a best agent uses a certain structure when handling objection, AI mirrors that. It becomes a silent extension of your top performer. And what would be an amazing thing apart from this? Think about what that means for new reps. They may take 30 to 60 days to learn the right tone, but AI already knows it on day one. And before I wrap this part, let me highlight one more powerful thing your AI receptionist does. Every call it takes is documented. Every call is summarized, every call is tagged. So your CRM is always having the complete, clear, full picture. You're not in the dark, you're never blind. The team has complete visibility. The leader finally gets the visibility they ever required. And that's why it said AI receptionist is not a call handling tool, it's a revenue engine. Because that one call your human rep missed at 10 p.m. last night, the AI answered it, booked the meeting, and protected the revenue. I'm pretty positive most of you would be wondering how this entire functionality, how this entire AI conversation happens. So before we move on to the next part, we're going to show you a real quick live conversation with Utkarsh talking to the AI, and we'll try to schedule a meeting with the AI agent without any human involvement. I hope that would be an amazing thing and would be very insightful for each one of you present here today.
Okay, so now I will be calling.
Hello. Thank you for calling. I'm your AI assistant here to assist you. Whether you need support or have a sales inquiry, I'm here to help. How can I assist you today?
Yeah, hi, CallHippo. Can you please tell me about what's the CallHippo and top three features?
Hey there. Absolutely, I'd love to help you out. CallHippo is a cloud-based VoIP phone system designed to make business communication super easy and efficient, whether your team is remote, hybrid, or in office. It's perfect for sales, support, and any business that wants to manage calls smartly and professionally. Here are the top three features that really make CallHippo stand out. 1. AI-powered call handling and smart automation. CallHippo uses AI to handle inbound and outbound calls, automate repetitive tasks, and even provide 24/7 responses to customer queries. This means your team can focus on more important conversations while the AI takes care of the routine stuff. 2. Advanced security and compliance. Security is a big deal. CallHippo is SOC 2, GDPR, and HIPAA compliant, with strong data encryption and options like single sign-on, SSO, so your business calls and data are always protected. 3. Seamless integrations and customization. CallHippo integrates with 90-plus business tools and CRMs, making it easy to fit into your existing workflow. Plus, you can customize call routing, caller IDs, and even port your existing numbers without hassle. If you want more details or have a specific use case in mind, just let me know.
Now, can you help me booking and meeting for tomorrow?
Absolutely, I can help you set that up. Could you please share your email address, your preferred time for the meeting tomorrow, and what you'd like the meeting to focus on? This way, I can make sure everything's just right for you.
Sure. So the meeting time will be for tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. IST, and the mail ID will be shellyaditya@callhippo.com, and the meeting topic will be around the product demo demonstration.
Your product demo meeting is being scheduled for tomorrow from 3:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. IST. You'll receive a calendar invite at shellyaditya@callhippo.com shortly. Your product demo meeting is all set for tomorrow from 3:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. IST. You'll receive a calendar invite at shellyaditya@callhippo.com, and here's your Google Meet link for the session.
Oh, all right.
https://meet.google.com/jb.
Thank you so very much for booking the meeting. Thank you.
Awesome. So, everyone, we just saw how spot on, how seamless this entire process was. Uh, and for the matter of fact, without any human support, this was just a demo of how it looks like from one of the personas. But you can, like I already mentioned, you can define your own voice. You can use AI in your own voice. You can personalize your own voice to be used by the AI. You can clone and mirror your own energy or your own persona in terms of how you interact, how your team interact, and reciprocate the same with AI. So AI actually learns time to time, observes, understands, and always keep on learning and upskilling and upgrading in terms of the conversational flow. Amazing. With that, I think this is the time, the best time to take a look at some of the market leaders' case studies. I'll talk about Vodafone and American Express, two companies that most of us interact with in some form. And trust me, this case studies are going to blow your mind. First, Vodafone is they have been a massive global operator with millions of customers. Vodafone was drowning in support calls. So I still remember, I want to imagine this in scale of second, the kind of volume, the kind of scale they do operation with, thousands of call coming in every hour across different regions, languages, time zones with widely different queries. Now think about how hard it is to maintain quality at that big scale. You can't hire enough people, you can't onboard them fast enough, you can't keep them trained, updated, consistent. So Vodafone partnered with Google Dialogflow and DeepMind powered AI systems to automate their first level of support. And here is what happened. The numbers changed ever since after. Call duration decreased from 4.7 minutes to 2.7 minutes. The call answer rate increased from to 60% eventually because AI was able to absorb the overflow. Cost per call dropped between 40 to 60%. Agents were no longer overloaded. They had sufficient bandwidth and they were only taking care of high priority activities and conversation. Escalations reduced significantly. And this was not a small experiment. It was one of the biggest AI driven customer service rollouts in the telecom industry. AI became the first line of defense in this entire project. AI handled the billing queries, plan upgrades, SIM activation issues, network complaints, channel queries, and only when something really needed a human intervene, that's when an agent really stepped in. Let me tell you a relatable story from this Vodafone's rollout. During the first week, a customer called with a frustrating tone. I want to check my plan balance. Earlier, as per their process, how you used to flow was please wait while I connect. There was an IVR, please wait while I connect you to an agent. Suppose your wait time was 12 minutes. You know the drill. Instead, the AI now was able to respond instantly. I can help you with that. Give me a second. In less than 2 seconds, the AI was able to check the account and get back to the customer. Your remaining data balance is XYZ, valid until XYZ date, let's say next Monday. Would you like help upgrading your plan? And guess what? Not only did the customer get the reply instantly, he upgraded his plan straight away at that very point. Upsell done by AI completely. Zero wait time, zero frustration, zero manual involvement. And that is why Vodafone continued expanding AI into multiple touch points. Let me ask you something and think about it. If Vodafone tried to solve this using humans only, how many agents would have they needed? It won't be 10, it won't be 50s, it would be hundreds, not even hundreds, thousands. Would that be scalable? No. Would that be cost effective for Vodafone? Definitely no. So they went the AI route and it worked beautifully for them. Now imagine the same intelligence being available for small and mid-sized businesses. That's the revolution we are in. Now, when I talk about the American Express, now everyone here would be aware about the American Express. They are one of the most service obsessed companies in the world. American Express is obsessed with customer experience. Their entire brand is built on high trust, high loyalty. So naturally, they didn't adopt AI casually. They adopted AI because they saw real, measurable, business changing values. They adopted AI because of these things. Now, MX now runs over 70 AI use cases in production. It's not seven, it's 70. Right from the time of fraud detection to smart routing to real-time support to personalized recommendation to automated follow-ups. And the result? Resolution speed increased 3x. Customer satisfaction is up by 24%. Mobile banking engagement has gone up by 15% for them. Fraud related wait times, they have seen major drop in those numbers. These are insane numbers. What you think, and when you think about the scale at which Amex is doing, you can really connect that these are numbers that have really transformed the way they were doing it. A customer right now, when they're calling an Amex, because they saw an unrecognized charge, suppose someone is calling Amex team for fraudulent charges or something related to dispute on that. And earlier, what used to happen? The customer will call, there would be a long wait time. One of the agent would then connect, verify the detail, checks on the fraud history. Another agent will pull the statement, or the say preferably the same agent will pull the statement and then respond. The whole process was taking 8 to 12, 15 minutes earlier on because of the manual, different departments, different manual interventions required multiple steps. But with AI, now what happened for Amex was someone calls, I want to report a suspicious transaction. Sure, the AI says I can help you with that. Is that the charge of $182.40 from XYZ merchant? Customer says yes. Got it. I have logged your further transaction from that merchant and initiated a dispute. You will receive an update in 30 minutes. Bang on. Done. No queue, no hold, no stress, no dilemma, no manual thinking, and then going in the same loop of process again and again. This entire process took less than 60 seconds. And this is exactly what's happening with MX right now after they did this. If this happened with a human only system, the backend investigation alone would have taken longer than that. And one of my favorite part of Amex rollout is how AI did not replace agents. It made them superheroes because AI is handling all the repetitive tasks for them. Agents are handling emotional, complex, sensitive issues. Customer happiness index is going up for them. Employees' stress is going down. And that brings me up to a very important point. I believe most of you would have already read it somewhere. AI is not here to replace your team. It's there to remove the task your team hates doing. So think about your team today. They don't love answering the same repetitive general inquiries, saying, let me check for you 100 times. Nobody loves doing the same repetitive things every day. Manually logging the call notes, chasing calendars to schedule demos, staying late to cover after our calls. What people actually love in the modern time is problem solving or relationship building, consultative selling, upselling, closing, and supporting customers emotionally. That is what every team member loves in the modern time. And AI that makes this possible. It frees humans from low value work and hands them only the high value conversation. Because L1 is something AI is already taking care of. Vodafone has proved it. American Express has proved it. And now smaller and mid-sized companies are benefiting from the same shift. So before I move to the next section, I want you to picture this. The entire AI receptionist picking up every missed call, AI routing important calls to the right person, AI summarizing every conversation, AI identifying urgency, sentiments, and intents, and AI making sure nothing is slipping through those cracks. And this is not the future. This is what is happening right now. Next, I'm going to show you what happens after the call ends because post call intelligence is where even bigger win happens. So, we have already taken a look at multiple things right from the time how AI answer calls, handle inquiries. But the part that most leaders get blown away is what happens after the call, because that's the real secret of high performing sales and support teams, not only just answering calls. It's the analysis, it's the recording, it's the coaching, it's the follow ups, it's the execution that happens after the call. And this is where AI become an absolute game changer. So number one is AI creates call summaries instantly. So right after each call, literally the second the call ends, AI creates the summary. Not like the old IVR menu, call duration 3 minutes. No, the summaries are not like that. The summary actually tells you what the caller asked, what information was given. You can templatize those details, what the problem was, or whether the customer sounded frustrated, confused, or calm. What next step is needed? It's like having a note taker sitting beside every individual. Your individual or rep does not have to type a single line. They hang up and boom, the full summary appears in seconds. This alone saves so much of the time. I remember that we were working with a financial service company. This is last to last quarter, I was working with them. And what the problem was, the agent was spending 90 seconds after every call writing notes. I hope that that's something that most of the agents they usually do. They finish the call and then they start writing and jotting down those important points of the call. So that's what we call as after call work. So they were spending 90 seconds doing that activity. Multiply that by 200 calls that an agent was doing in a day. It's close to 5 hours of note taking every day. With AI summaries that dropped to 0 seconds. Imagine how much more efficient the day would become when 5 hours of the admin work disappear automatically with the help of AI. So that's the power of it. Not only the call summaries, AI generates the full call transcripts. That's another thing most of the teams they really love about it. Every single call, inbound or outbound, get transcribed word for word. And this transcript is searchable, shareable, indexed, stored in your CRM. So everything is setting and send, analytics, recording, summaries, everything is setting in your CRM only. Suppose your rep said XYZ on a call last week and you got an escalation. And the rep says, I didn't do it. And nobody knows who is right because as a business, we tend to give customers the first benefit always. But when everything is documented, the transcript is there, the summary is there, everything is visible. There can never be a misunderstanding. No memory-based arguments happen. And this is especially powerful for compliance-heavy industries, be it finance, be it insurance, be it healthcare, be it legal, be it real estate, or IT services, and XYZ. Teams finally operate with clarity because of this. And when managers they want to quickly review how conversations are going, spot on. It's pretty smooth, easy to trace. The managers don't need to listen to a 40 minutes of audio. They can skim through the transcript in 2 minutes very simply. The third most powerful part of post-call AI framework is the actionable next step. And this is purely the part that feels just like magic. Instead of just summarizing the call, AI actually tells you what should happen next. It might say send a follow-up proposal, schedule a product demo for Tuesday, share onboarding documents, mark this lead as high priority, send pricing page, create support ticket. And these are not random next step actionable things. The AI understands the context of the call. AI recommends exactly what is required. It feels like having a personal assistant for every individual, like I mentioned. Another cool thing is the AI follow-up templates. And this is personally my favorite. The AI actually is able to prepare a draft follow-up message. So your rep doesn't have to ask, or I don't need to ask for emails that I'm drafting. What do I write? AI says there's a follow-up mail based on the call. Uh, You want to use, you can use it. I've seen templates like, "Hi, Alex, great speaking with you. As discussed, here's the link to schedule your demo." Or for support team, it goes like, "Hi, Anita or XYZ. I've shared the troubleshooting steps below. If needed, we can escalate further." All the reps are doing for those templated mails are just clicking on the send icon. Efficiency goes up, response time that goes up. Managers, they're able to get everything inside those dashboards, which turn into live insights for them. So managers are no longer using just charts. They actually show customer sentiment, caller frustration level, keywords being frequently used, intent categories, callback request, escalation triggers, talk listen ratio, agent performance, all these things into a very detailed manner because of all these insights being available by AI. They're able to detect the sentiments of the call, sentiments of the customer. If the customer is impatient, annoyed, confused, lost, AI is capable enough of flagging those things. Imagine how powerful these things are. When a manager does not need to guess anymore, they know exactly which rep needs training. They know which customer needs priority handling. And the shift coaching from general guidance to precision based coaching really does the trick in terms of expediting the speed of those coachings. The last thing is the real time coaching during the calls that AI is capable of supporting. So AI listens to call in real time, provides live suggestions. Try asking an open ended question. Slow down your pacing. Those are real time insights AI products are capable of giving at this point of time, all acting as a virtual coaching agent. So AI is really shaping the world in terms of all these capabilities. The call is just the beginning of intelligence. Everything your customers say becomes a learning moment. Everything your rep says becomes a training opportunity. Everything your call reveal becomes fuel for revenue. Let's move next towards how CallHippo brings it all together into one seamless AI-powered workflow. So I've put all pieces together. Now is the time to talk about, we have talked about the missed calls, reception list, all disjointed, but how CallHippo really binds together inside the CallHippo platform. This is where everything finally clicks for most of the people. Imagine this timeline happening smoothly inside CallHippo. So let's say there's at 9:30 p.m. after business hour, a potential customer calls your number, the office is closed, the team is offline, your competition is just one Google search away. But instead of going into the voicemail, the AI receptionist picks up instantly. Caller asks, "I want to ask about your pricing." Receptionist handles it pretty well. Caller then asks the further question. Receptionist further collects the data, details from the salesperson, needs qualification, and all those things. And AI says, "I can set up a personalized demo with our team," just like the way we saw right now on the call that Utkarsh presented sometime back. The caller picks 11 a.m. AI books the meeting on the rep's calendar. A confirmation email and SMS go out instantly. The rep wakes up the next morning, checks their dashboard, and sees one new meeting book, lead details, full conversation transcript, AI summary, a lead score, and suggested follow up message, all waiting neatly. This means that lead, which would have been lost forever, is now safely in the pipeline and revived back. That is the power of never missing a call again. Now let's look at the daytime scenario during the peak hours. Suppose at 2 p.m. the team is overloaded, everyone is on the call, the phone is ringing, no one is available. Earlier, this would have become a missed call. But at this point of time, currently, the AI picks up again. This time the caller says, I need to upgrade my subscription. AI does not need to book a demo. Instead, it asks a validating question. Are you currently on the starter plan or on the pro plan? Customer response. AI instantly gives the correct upgrade information. It even offers to process the upgrade or connect to the billing. This is the right time when the human jumps in, only when needed. AI handles the overload part of the job. Human handles the high value, important conversation. And this balance is what transforms efficiency. Most of you would be thinking, what if it's a support call? So here is a common scenario for most of the support teams. Customer says my account is showing error code 429 XYZ. Now imagine saying that to a new rep. They would panic. They don't know what to revert. They put customer on hold. They look out for their manager. They look out for their supervisor or team lead. They would search the knowledge base manually. It would take 3-4 minutes, and the customer would already be irritated. But with CallHippo AI says error 429 usually means the system received too many requests. Let me refresh your session. Please try again now. The customer tries, issue is fixed, and the call resolved in 10 seconds. The customer is amazed. Your team didn't even have to get involved in that request. The support load went down and it goes down drastically. And this is happening across industries: healthcare, SaaS, edtech, finance, and retail. Let's talk about the team's visibility you get with this. Once all the calls are handled, day or night, the CallHippo dashboard, it shows everything clearly. You see how many calls AI answered. You see how many calls were routed to humans. You see the full transcript of those conversations. You see the sentiment analysis of those calls. You see the customer intent breakdown, lead scores, the follow-ups. And this is gold, even if you are a team lead, even if you are a founder, even if you are a vice president. Because earlier you were dependent on human, you would ask your team members, what happened yesterday? Did we call them back? What did the customer say? All these queries we used to check with the team members. Now you're not dependent on anyone to get these things done. And that is what is making this amazingly well. And that is what is shaping, and that is what the capabilities and power of the AI is. Right now, if your phone is ringing and AI is not answering, that is something which cannot happen. If AI is there, it is there to take part and take control of what the job is. So the missed calls are not happening at this point of time. And like we already discussed, missed calls lead to bigger revenue leakage, which ultimately the AI products are helping businesses save at this point of time. So the future of calling, I mean, it's not the future of calling, it's the present calling. Why everyone needs to act now? We have seen how CallHippo AI ecosystem works end to end. I want to talk about something bigger, why this shift to AI calling is happening everywhere and why it's happening right now only. We are in the middle of a massive change, as in how customers they want to communicate. I still remember, Utkarsh, we can move on to the next slide. I still remember we were in the middle a few years back, people were okay with waiting. I still remember that. So people were okay waiting on the queue. People were okay waiting on the whole lines. They expected slow responses. People were also tolerating voicemails. They didn't mind filling out forms. But is that what happens today? Customers expect instant answers today. They don't expect fast. They expect instant answers. Think about your own behavior. Think about our own behavior. When we want to talk to a brand, do we wait? Do we call them twice? Do we leave a voicemail? Do we send a follow-up email? I don't think so. No. We just move on to the next one. So everyone behaves exactly this way right now, which means your customer are also behaving the same way. And if your communication system is built the old way, waiting, voicemail, business hours, you're already behind. This is not dramatic. It's the most practical truth of modern business in the modern time. Speed is winning, availability is winning, responsiveness is winning. And AI delivers all these three aspects without stretching your team. This entire thing is leading to three big shifts right now. Shift number one is calls are not only calls, calls are becoming data, calls are not just conversation. Earlier, calls were just the calls. We hired someone who used to handle the call, and when the call ended, that was the end. But today, calls are the insights for, and there are questions attached to it. Why are customers calling us? What objections keep repeating? What patterns lead to conversion? Which competitor are customers mentioning? Which time slots produce high intent callers? People want to capture everything right now. AI converts every call into actionable data. Another shift is around customers don't want to keep waiting at this point of time right now. Like we used to do. We used to wait a couple of years back. 15 minutes, 20 minutes on the call center helpline numbers, just waiting to get connected to one agent. Right now, nobody wants to do that. They want to talk with people at the platform they want to talk to. So if your system is not available at the customer's convenience, you're losing that customer to someone else. Another shift is around businesses can't scale humans endlessly. That's a true fact. You hire agents, you train them, some leave, some burn out, the cycle repeats. And no matter how much you hire, you can't match peak call volume without overspending. With AI, this entire model changes. You scale instantly, you handle 100 calls or 1,000 calls with the same cost only. You don't need more people, you don't need more shift, you don't need more training. And that's a very true fact at this point of time. That one sentence around the shift changes the way we look back at the things previously years back, and right now things are happening at this point of time. So we don't need more people, we need more availability. AI gives you that instantly. If your team is missing calls today, AI can fix that. If your team is drowning on volume of calls, AI can balance that. If your customer expect faster responses, AI provides that. If your reps are tired of repetitive stuff, give it to AI. It can absorb that. And if you want visibility, of course, we have seen AI gives that. Demos, AI can book that. And a fewer manual task is what AI can eliminate it for you. So these are the super powerful functionalities that AI is capable of taking efficiently for you. AI calling is not optional anymore. It is the need of the hour. It is the new standard in the current time. Companies who adopt it early get a huge advantage, just like the early adopters of CRM, chat, email automation, and cloud telephony. If we tie everything to CallHippo's AI-powered communication platform, CallHippo ties this into one unified system. So be it a receptionist, be it the smart routing, be it omni-channel integration, be it AI-based follow-ups, be it call transcription, be it call summaries, be it analytics, coaching, CRM sync, CallHippos binds all this into one single unified platform. We replace chaos with clarity. We replace missed opportunities with booked meetings, and we remove all the manual works. Moving to the final part of today's session, if everything you heard today makes sense, if you want to fix those missed calls forever, if you want to boost the conversion, if you want to give your team more time, if you want to stay ahead of your competitors, then I would love to invite you to take the next step, to get a personalized walkthrough. Our team will show you exactly how AI receptionist will work for your business, your industry, your call flow, your hours, your use cases, are not theory, actual scenarios we deal with on a daily basis. And because you're here today, there's an exclusive offer. people joining this webinar, coming in this webinar would get 20% off on the yearly cost. So it's like getting an AI at a lesser cost. Nothing can be more amazing than that fact. So you have the email, you can reach out to sales@callhippo.com. I'm also dropping my email on the chat for everyone. So anyone wants to discuss anything, even after the session ends, you can reach out to me anytime. I want to close with something simple but powerful before we jump into the Q&A. The customers are calling, the phone is ringing. Every ring is a chance of a revenue moment. And we have two choices. Either we hope that someone picks up, or we guarantees that someone will pick up every single time. The business that wins tomorrow are the ones that take control today. AI is not calling, or AI is not the future, it's the present that most companies have not caught up yet. So thank you for spending this time with me. I hope the session opened up a clear, practical view of how AI can transform your communication workflow. I would love to answer your questions. Go ahead and drop them in the chat. Let's jump into the Q&A.
Yeah, thank you very much, Shelly, for enlightening us with the in-depth analysis of the AI automation and keeping the quality over the quantity and never missing any opportunity in terms of revenue, lead, a good customer, a good client, and making things on point with every possible best way forward. So, opening the floor for the questions, the attendees can drop their questions in the chat box, and Shelly will try his best to answer it. Nikita, you can drop your query at the support. Our support team will try to assist you, which part you are
I think
having the issue.
Nikita, have you subscribed to any of the plan? Is it? I think most of the people they do this mistake. So when you sign up, guys, the that's a very standard account. It will not work on its own. There are onboarding steps mentioned in it. Once you complete all the onboarding steps, that's exactly when you're all set, and then you can start making calls, or depends on whatever product you are trying to use CallHippo for. Nikita, I hope that answers your query. And you can also reach out to me. You can reach out to support@callhippo.com. The team is extremely helpful and they're going to look into your query for sure.
All right, Shelly, thank you for enlightening us about the. Okay, so not subscribe to any plans.
That's the reason. So we can talk about it after the session. But yeah, that's one of the reason. Like I told, most of the people they do the mistake. They just download the app and they think that, oh, hey, it's not working. That happens with most of the customers first handily.
All right, attendees, you have got a chance of trying our giveaway 20% off over the annual plans. And if any doubt, any question, you can connect our support team for any sort of product demo. I have dropped the link. You can book a demo from that link, and our team will be more than happy to assist you for the further proceedings.
Nikita, let's discuss this. Can you drop your email? I'll reach out to you and get someone, and we can discuss it on a Google Meet or a Zoom session separately. Perfect. Thank you. We'll coordinate with you. Yeah, Utkarsh.
Right. Thank you, every attendee, for taking your time and giving to this session. Thank you to our speaker Shaili Aditya for showing the reality and the approach that every small or mid-sized company executing or can execute even in 2026 and can prevent the prior bad experience or missing out the opportunities. Thank you everyone for your time.